Williamson, Inc. serves as Williamson County's Chamber of Commerce and Office of Economic Development. In partnership with the Williamson Herald, WBKM Radio, they brought together Meet the Candidates, an interview series open to all candidates for this office to help inform the community. During these conversations, candidates will share their views, and I may also share some of my own opinions as part of the discussion. Those opinions are my own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Williamson, Inc., the Williamson Herald, WBKM, or any organizations involved in hosting this series. You can find additional voter resources, including these interviews and written candidate profiles, at williamsonchamber.com/vote. Andy Marshall is a candidate for the first time?
First time.
First time you ever put your name on a ballot?
Absolutely, yeah.
For mayor of Williamson County. When did you make that decision?
It started percolating probably in October, and then had the courage to ask my wife about it shortly after that, after I was wrestling with the thought of whether I should step down from my business and step into politics. And so early November, she gave me the full go-ahead, and that's when we announced.
You are an original Williamson County boy, aren't you?
Well, I grew up here, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was born in Memphis. Moved here when I was 13 years old, and went to Northside Junior High, the Mighty Vikings.
Yeah.
Now Brentwood Middle, and then on to Franklin High, and then to Middle Tennessee State. So been around Middle Tennessee here in Williamson County most of all my life.
The word entrepreneur fits.
Yes, sir.
You are truly a hard-working man. You have built the word empire. Mm. You are a restaurateur.
Yes, sir.
You definitely depend on the tourism trade. Hospitality, that's the word I'm grasping
yes,
for.
Sir.
You are Puckett's. Puckett's Grocery. You own some others.
Yes, sir.
As well. That's a whole lot different business than politics.
Is it?
Well, you're both are in sales.
Yeah, well, I tell you what I think, what prepares you for politics, being an entrepreneur. The number one thing for me is I'm a problem solver. And when you're an entrepreneur, you have a problem, you can't ignore the problem. You've got to fix it. And I think that's one thing I bring to this race that kind of excites me. I don't shy away from problems. I take them head on.
How long have you been in business for yourself?
I bought my first grocery store at age 26. So 2 years out of college, I took a job with Lever Brothers coming out of college. Thought I'd put myself to work right away, but found out really quick that I was an entrepreneur at heart. Because even on my sales calls, all I'd do was see other people's problems and want to fix them.
Yes, sir.
And my dad said, "Son, you sound like an entrepreneur. You sound like somebody that ought to do it instead of talking about doing it." And that gave me the courage to buy my first grocery store.
You go on your website, there is full-colored film of you getting a big bear hug from the governor of Tennessee. Did you go to school with Bill Lee at Franklin High School?
I did. He was a couple years ahead of me. So when I was a sophomore, he would have been a senior. I was the starting center, and I think he was behind me some.
Was he quarterback?
He did a lot of things. He was quite the athlete.
In your time in the restaurant business, you have gotten to know a lot of people.
Yeah.
And a lot of these people are showing up again.
Mm-hmm.
The day out at I don't want to call it a used car garage.
Willis Johnson's
it's the
car
Willis
barn.
Johnson collection.
Absolutely.
It was amazing. The number of, not the number, who
was there. You have built a career on relationships, haven't you?
I have, yeah. This has been a county that's that blesses you. When you give to it, it gives back. And we've been here giving to this county and to this community for a long time. And I was a bit taken back and somewhat humbly overwhelmed that morning. The sheer numbers, yes, but yeah, the people that showed up on maybe the coldest morning we had this year.
Rogers Anderson had Diane Giddens.
Mm-hmm.
Who would Mayor Andy lean on?
Well, I'm going to have to cultivate that. All right. So, relying on those relationships that I've built. If I'm so fortunate to win this election, then I will be putting the best person in that position that will help us move this down the road. That will support me, yes, that's important, but also will help me push this ball up the hill.
Diane Giddens wouldn't cut Rogers Anderson much slack along the way. She'd always tell him the truth.
Absolutely.
And that's what a mayor needs to hear.
Absolutely.
Being mayor, basically, you would be, oh yes, there have been other mayors, Clint Callicott, Robert Ring.
Mm-hmm.
They did wonderful jobs under the circumstances.
Yes, sir.
But Rogers kind of paved the way. I got a call just a couple of days ago. Said, when are you going to be interviewing Andy Marshall? I said, a couple of days. I said, would you ask him this question for me? Person you know.
Okay.
And I don't know why I just didn't pick up the phone and call you.
Mm-hmm.
But I said, it depends on the question. I said, all right, that's a good question. We know what Andy Marshall has done.
Mm.
What will Andy Marshall do as mayor of Williamson County? Do you Rogers Anderson's plans, this was so long ago, right. The Williamson County Fair was a platform in his original campaign.
Yeah.
Do you have a platform?
I do. And, as you get into this race and you actually, are talking to people about what matters to them, infrastructure is a big deal. We're over $5 billion behind in this county on infrastructure projects. We've got to get ahead of that. We've got to find a way to get ahead of our infrastructure, and so that our planning can be where the infrastructure provides. Right now, we say the infrastructure provides within city limits. So, we try to plan around that, encourage growth in the city limits, and we want to protect and preserve as much as we can in the county. Well, growth is happening in the county too. It's happening everywhere. Trying to get us in a situation where infrastructure is coming before the growth forces it to be there, and that's smart planning. So I've got some thoughts there, and I've got some thoughts on how we're going to go about working with the cities, the state, and the federal government to help us get there. That's a big one. Protecting our schools. Our schools have been a great advantage for drawing businesses to this county. They've been an economic driver, and we've got to protect that. We've got to make sure we provide the best school situation for our children. Not only is that important to the children and to the parents of those children, but it's important to our future workforce too. We want those students coming out thinking about coming back home and providing a good workforce here. So, those two things are high priorities for me. And then there are so many spinning plates with this job that I think most people, probably would not grasp until you really start digging in. But public safety is important. How do we continue to to provide the best equipment that we can to our first responders. And then how do we support our volunteer fire departments where they have great equipment, the best training, and recruiting of more volunteers. That our county's outgrowing our current system with fire safety, and we're going to have to fix it, and we're going to have somebody in place that's willing to tackle that, and I'm willing to work on that issue.
The mayor is a leader. Maybe the mayor is the leader.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it a shame that a school teacher can't afford to live in the community they teach in, or first responder can't can't live in the community they respond to? Is there anything we can do about this?
Well, there is. There's no problem that can't be fixed. It depends, a lot of it on how we want to go about tackling it. To me, that solution is going to come public-private. It's going to have to be a combination of the two to get to where we want for attainable homes, particularly for those that want to live, work, worship here in this community. But we can get there. There's a lot of talk about it. A lot of people have that as a concern and an issue. Different groups have met on it. Williamson Inc., I sat through their presentation on it. It was a great presentation. It was eye-opening to find out 110,000 people commute into this community. And you think, okay, well, there's part of the traffic problem, right? So it's going to be multifaceted to solve that. But yes, Tom, we can fix it. We can solve it. I can remember when Jan and I bought our first house. It was in Nolensville. And I bought a 2-story house with the second floor unfinished so I could afford it. And then when we started having children, what did I do? I called my father-in-law, my brother-in-laws, and we finished the upstairs, so that we'd have bedrooms for the kids. We're going to have to think outside the box a little bit, and we're going to have to find planning situations where we can put more density in areas that is provided, the infrastructure's there and already provided, and we're going to have to work with the cities to get some of this accomplished too. One thing that I think I'm strong with is collaboration. I think I'm good at bringing the right people to the table and working on some of these issues. Some of that's apparent by people that are endorsing me. Every mayor in this county is endorsing me except for Nolensville, and she's got her reasons not to endorse me at this time, and I respect that. That doesn't keep me from talking to her and talking about things we got to work on together.
Recently, the board of commissioners passed a resolution on urban growth boundaries and annexation. They seemed to be surprised when they got a reaction out of, I think, 5 of the 6 municipalities. That seems to be a communications issue more than a political issue.
Yes, sir.
Are you a good communicator?
I'm a good communicator. Matter of fact, I can communicate on that issue right there. I'm not a big fan of sending things that we can fix right here in this county amongst ourselves. I'm not a big fan of sending that up to the state and asking them to get involved. I think we need to do more work on that. They spent 2 years working on that plan. And to everything I heard, it was a good plan. We got to get that plan in place, and if there's things we got to work on within that, let's work on it. Let's fix it. Let's get the right things in there that we need. But for all indication is that I think it's more of a panic than it was, let's slow down and let's work on this together. And I think we can do that. I'd be surprised if the state doesn't ask us to do that.
We've got about 30 to 60 seconds. I want you to look into that camera and give me your best reason why you should be mayor of Williamson County.
Yeah, absolutely. First thing I'll tell you is I'm passionate about this county. I grew up here. I raised my family here. I'm raising my grandkids here now. I've raised businesses here. Over that time that I've raised businesses here, I've employed hundreds of employees. We now have 550 associates in our company, And I'm a proven builder of businesses. But as I'm building businesses, I'm also building communities, and that's always been important to me. It's always been important to me that you give back where you get, and I've done that for years now. And I want to do it in this position. I want to apply myself, my leadership skills, my from ground up leadership skills instead of top down leadership skills, and building the collaboration that we need to move this county forward into its future. I want to help us get there. Our future's bright. Despite what other people may say, we got a great foundation here. We just got to build on it.
Part of that foundation is Williamson Medical Center.
Yes, sir.
In 10 seconds, what say ye? That's not fair, is it?
Yeah, it's not fair in 10 seconds because it is a big issue.
It is a huge issue.
Right. I'm glad that they've got a good board in place. I'm glad that they have also hired a consultant to vet it out with them. And I'm anxious, when that report gets out, I'm anxious to hear where the outcome is, because it is going to be, you and I, it's an emotional thing.
Yes,
right?
You're right.
We saw it from when it moved out there to what it's built today. They are running a remarkable hospital there, and we're proud of it. And you set the emotions aside, and we got to look down the road to the future and make sure that we make the best decisions for the citizens of this community, whatever that decision may be.
Keep knocking doors.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your history.
Yes, sir.
And are you aware that every time you run, you get more votes?
I am aware. It's like your blessings, right? You had told me that I should never give up and
No, don't ever give up.
don't ever give up and keep working and know more people and more networking. Keep doing more work to the community. Do not work on your selfishness. Keep working for serving and have a servant heart as a leader.
Are you ready to start?
We're good.
Okay. Oh, here we go. 3. Smile. There you go. 3, 2, 1. Bhavani. Muvala. BK. What does the K stand for?
My name is, full name is Bhavani Kumar Muvala. So people can't say the full name, so they keep calling me BK. So I am known by BK rather than Bhavani Kumar Muvala.
This is not our first interview.
No.
I was a considerably younger man. I don't know about you, but when we started this, you ran for an office in Franklin, didn't you?
Yes, sir. I have been running in Franklin for almost 12 years now.
In fact, you were running for Franklin Alderman.
Yes, sir.
And you announced for county mayor.
Yes, sir.
And I think you have taken some wise man's advice of never giving up, and that's a good thing.
I think so. It's the blessing of God and God's calling and Mr. Tom Lawrence's blessing.
What makes Bhavani Muvala run?
So I have a deep experience of building the companies, running the companies, selling the companies, buying the companies. And in the last 16 years in Williamson County, every organization, non-profit organization, and from personal capacity, I have served and I'll be serving. It doesn't matter what happens. So I know more people than the beginning. Every time I run, I know more people, and it makes me feel I need to be more humble, more servant-hearted, and more doing to the community. And I have, in the process of running office for several times to different offices, I have learned different how the government works, how the county works, how the city works, and how to integrate all this Nolensville, Fairview, Williamson County, in the Williamson County, Brentwood, Franklin, everything. So I have friends who are spread across, and I have been learning from everyone. Everyone is my master, and everyone is my teacher, and I have been learning every day how to better myself and how to serve this community well.
Uh, you're a very interesting man. When you run, you take it very seriously and you dedicate yourself to that. That draws attention. But you are, as I said before, an interesting man. You're not from around here.
I am around here for 16 years, and I am the citizen of this country
Mm-hmm.
for past 30 years. So I have spent more than 51% of my life here. It means I am around here. And
That's
I
right.
serve in different churches and different committees, and I have been giving scholarships, and I've been giving donations, and whatever you say, and working day night with every opportunity that I get. So I belong to here. I breathe this air, I see this sunshine, so I belong here.
You are very good in business.
I think it's God's blessing, and my teachers have taught me to be humble and serve my employees and serve the organizations rather than keeping the money. The money should flow to help someone else. So that makes me, in turn, I think God gives you when it flows out. When you keep it for yourself, then the God may not give it to you.
You are teaching your children.
I am teaching my children, and I am also part of Tennessee education development. And my son, elder son, is a doctor who has started his own clinic. I am very proud of him, and he also works for NASA. He works for different states in the evening times, giving the consultation. And my little one, he is not a little one; he is going to turn 18 next week, which I am traveling abroad, and he is doing IB program, the most sophisticated program at Franklin High School, and he is doing good as of now. So it means a lot because Williamson County produces the best education and also produce the best students and children.
Get this. You have two opponents. One is a high ranking executive with Nissan. The other is a very successful entrepreneur, restaurateur. You've been at it longer, and depending on how you judge the success of a career, you're right successful.
Yes, I think I am successful from the God's blessings or my hard work and motivation and the inspiration that the people give it to me, and my parents and my teachers, my elders, everyone gives around. But I'm not worried about my competition or opponents because none of them are having as much experience as me, whether it is in the corporate world or the business world or being an entrepreneur or serving or running for offices as much as I have done, and none of them are having. I'm not the part of $1 billion debt of Williamson County, even though I did not run for a commissioner, and even though I have an opponent who is a successful entrepreneur in the hotel industry, but I have been in the corporate world, I have been in the technology world, financial world. My experience speaks, my knowledge speaks, my achievement speaks, and the service that I do to the community speaks. The number of times the offices that I have run speaks. I have not given up. I have committed to this county, I have committed to this city, I have committed to these people.
Um, why do you want to be mayor of Williamson County?
So I have the best. I was looking into what do you need to be a mayor. I have been a project management professional for last 35 years. I was teaching at UC Davis the project management. I have a financial background with my masters, and Who is a mayor? A mayor is the one with a servant heart who listens to everyone and who addresses the situations and circumstance which I am very capable of, whether it is finance, whether it is a drastic thing that we need an emergencies, or to take care of the employees, or to make sure that the county doesn't have much debt and keep up its Williamson County standards of education, and work with every mayor across the cities and work with the state government and work with the federal government. And I have all these things as an experience, as a knowledge, as a talent, and I can do this better than anyone else by respecting every individual in this county and every officer in this county. And I can network with them, I can listen to them, I can work with them. So I have all the skills that I need right from the project management to being a manager, rather than being someone who is having an authority and misusing it. I don't do anything for selfishness, and I am not. I don't have to answer neither to Democrats nor to the Republican. I am an independent. That's the reason I wanted to be on the ballot, and I chose to be an independent.
How would a Mayor Muvala be different from a Mayor Anderson?
Mayor Anderson has done an excellent job in the past. My job, if I am elected as a mayor, I need to keep that reputation and climb the next ladder, next step, higher and higher. Make sure the Williamson County, whatever the fifth or sixth place in the country, should come to the second or third. I'm not saying the first at my mayor term, but I am going to support whatever he has done. I am going to learn from him, and he is a gentleman, and I want to be kindful, I want to be humble, and I want to serve, and I have all these qualities, and I don't want to boast anything or say anything. I am always an humble man. I am always a servant of the county.
What's the most important part of Williamson County government?
Today is making sure that we stand with, we reduce the debt. That is the primary important, even though the debt is only $1 billion plus dollars. But if you take into the income that revenues that we generate, it may be less, but that is the main focus. And if you say the secondary one is to keep up the Williamson County educational standards.
You have surprised me. Some candidates sit in that chair and they worry, says, oh, we're in debt $1 billion. You just said it's only $1 billion.
Yes.
$1
billion may look big, but when you compare it to the amount of revenue that we get into Williamson County and the richness of Williamson County and the taxes that we collect from the Williamson County, it is negligible. But it is important.
You're running as an independent.
Yes, sir.
This is local government.
Yes, sir.
This is about as local as it gets. What are you doing to get elected?
I am working day and night with every citizen of Williamson County, whether they are eligible to vote or not. I am working, building relationships, dedicating myself. I am dedicating, my family is dedicating, and most important thing, serving the community more and more is more important than the position or getting. The reason I am here sitting in this chair and acting like a mayor of Williamson County is because of the number of times I have run for the offices, the number of people I know, and the network that I have built, the work that I have done in this community, whatever I have given back to the community, whatever the God gave it to me. Those are all the important things that I am proud, and I want to be proud of my work, and I want to be more humble and do more to this county and serve this county.
Are your parents still living?
My parents died. 1991, my mom died. 2013, my dad died.
What kind of emphasis did they put on education?
It is, it's like in the class of 60, I need to be in the top 5. If I'm not in the top 5, I know Asian culture is different, Western culture is different. My dad used to make me stand all night outside if I am not in the 5th 1 to 5 in the class. And I need to make sure the next test I am going to be within that 5. And every support that they can give me, every class, every opportunity, it doesn't matter which language, what communication, what type of talent, what type of skill, you need to learn every opportunity and you need to be the best. That is what they expected. We were not from a very high rich family. My wife might be rich, my children might be rich, but I always consider myself poor because that is the value that my teachers taught me, my parents taught me, to always serve, be humble, whatever you give will come back in tenfolds. You work hard, it comes back. That is the exact reason why I am in this country, why my family is in this country, and why they are able to progress. It's always the motivation, hard work, talent, and skill.
You have seen in your lifetime, we both have seen in our lifetime, an attitude not only here, but across the country
Mhm.
regarding immigrants.
Yes, sir.
Uh, I'm here to tell you
Mhm.
that you could buy and sell me several times.
Not sure, but
I'm,
maybe.
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure because I have watched you
Mhm.
in. Uh, I respect what you say because I know it's true.
Okay, let me talk about the immigrants. This country is built by immigrants right from the beginning. Anything that you see in the New York City or in Los Angeles or in Nashville, it's all built by immigrants. This country, the flourishing or the employment created are by the immigrants. Maybe my color is different, my accent is different, but my dedication is there for this country, this county, these people. I have employed thousands of people in this county, this country, and I have paid several, I can't say how many millions or whatever it is in the form of taxes to this country. So I have earned every respect to be an immigrant, and I am proud to be an immigrant. I am proud to generate employment, productivity, give back to this country. I am very proud to be an immigrant, and maybe my color, my accent, but I am still proud because I am able to deliver what God expects out of me.
I have 3 words for you.
Yes, sir.
Don't give up.
Yes, sir. That is the reason I am here. It's all because of Mr. Tom Lawrence.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mary Smith, for the past 4 years, has been a county commissioner. She has seen, I don't know whether you'd call it an opportunity, an invitation. She's running for mayor of Williamson County. Why?
Well, this is the question you get asked a lot, right? And for me, I've lived here, my husband and I have lived here for over 20 years. So, our kids were born here. They were born in Williamson Medical Center. They've been educated in our schools. I work here. We have benefited from all the great things that Williamson County has to offer. And I just really want to make sure that as much as we've been blessed, I just want to make sure that Williamson County continues to thrive and can continue to bless other families and future generations that also want to live here. I've got my second generation now with my grandson.
That's
So
right.
I think it would be awesome for them to be able to set down their roots here and to be able to continue to prosper in this great place that we all get to call home.
We've been here before. We were here almost 4 years to the day. We were doing the same thing.
Yes, we were.
Some things just don't change. They just get better.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we were. Mm-hmm.
They just get better.
Mm-hmm.
They just get better. They just get better. They just get better. Some things just don't change. They just get better. 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 your signs are everywhere. Little signs, big signs. There are just a lot of them out there. A lot of people judge races by the number of signs. If we judge the number of Mary Smith signs, then you win this race. What are you going to do if you win this thing?
Oh, I'm so ready. I think that being on the county commission, trust me, I want everyone to feel very secure that I would not apply for a job I did not feel qualified for. So I believe over the last 4 years, everything that I've learned, being on the county commission, and then having my small business experience, having my corporate experience, has really helped me prepare for not only what I did on the commission this last couple of years, but really has given me so many opportunities. And there's so many great things I think we can do in this county. And I am so grateful for Rogers. I think Rogers he's devoted 24 years as the mayor, 16 years as a commissioner. That is a tough legacy to fill. And I respect him so much for that, and I've learned so much from him. But I think that we're at a new stage now. We're seeing affordability, we're seeing growth, we're seeing all these challenges. And I think my corporate experience, I'm very disciplined in how I come about solutions. I want to take the time, ask the right questions, and make sure that everyone's feeling like they're part of a team and that we're doing this collaboratively. So I'm excited about the opportunity to not only work with the commission and work with other elected officials, but also work with the department heads. 4 years is a long time. It's a lot of hours of conversations that I've had. And I think that there's just a lot of wonderful people who work here that have some really great ideas. And so I'm ready, day one.
Rogers Anderson, I guess I don't want to call him the father of economic development, but he has certainly used economic development as a tool. Mm-hmm. And because of that economic development, you're sitting in that chair right now because of an outfit just a couple of miles away called Nissan North America.
Yes.
Are you going, he had to pursue economic development. Mm-hmm. He had to. Mm-hmm. Would you have to?
I believe you always have to do economic development because it's very secular. So you always have to look for, you can't stop economic development because companies change. And companies move. And so you always have to be on the lookout. It's like, what is the market asking for? Are we bringing and attracting the right businesses to help our community thrive? Are we bringing in the businesses where, our kids can grow up and find jobs in? I'm all about, keeping families together. So what is the next generation? What are they looking for with regards to jobs? So I think that you have to have a really good partnership with your business community and make sure you're looking for those opportunities, because the last thing you want is business to start to go downhill, and then where do you make up that revenue? The business is bringing a lot of revenue to our county. So you have to find the right balance, though. It's the right balance, but you never want to stop pursuing economic development. It's just you want to do it at the right pace, and you want to make sure you're open to new opportunities. And I think it's really important that you look at your workforce. Like, do you have the workforce to support those companies? And if not, how do you bring up that workforce? So there's a lot of factors that go into economic development, but I think one of the challenges we're facing right now is just the infrastructure. If you come here and people move here, we're seeing this, at Nissan, you don't want to bring families in, they can't afford to live here, and then they're looking at long commutes, because then that takes away time from family. So you have to think about all the factors that impact what kind of development you're going to do, and the impact it's going to have to families, the impact it's going to have to your community. But when you can work together and you can have those conversations and be collaborative, hopefully you can come up with a solution that everybody feels good about.
Say you're successful. You will have thousands of employees. Now, you're not going to go out and hire school bus drivers or sheriff's deputies. Mm-hmm. But you will. There are, and I haven't counted them, I don't know how many department heads they are. They do work for you. Mm-hmm. You going to make any changes, or have you gotten that far yet?
I think the first thing you have to do is you have to sit down with the department heads, and you have to understand what their challenges are and how you can support them. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you're right. There's look at the parks alone. I think there's almost 1,300 employees there at the Parks and Rec. So you got to sit down. I think Gordon's done a great job with that workforce. So you got to sit down with them. You got to understand what their challenges are with recruitment, retainment, Ultimately, I mean, everything in this county works because we have great people that work here. So we got to figure out ways to make sure they feel valued. And one of those ways is we got to make sure we're paying them a competitive pay rate. So how do we get there? Again, we have to sit down with our department heads, look at their expenses and see how we can save money and see if there's ways we can, make sure that they have what they need to run their departments effectively. But I'm all about people first. And I think the people that live in this county, work in this county, they're definitely worth keeping.
In January every year, Rogers Anderson, sometimes he'll call them in, sometimes he'll go to them. He'll meet with each department head, and they have the budget talk. Mm-hmm. Not in April, in January. Mm-hmm. And they come to an understanding. I know this because more than one department head has described these meetings, and they can talk about raises, or they can talk about cuts. Mm-hmm. Is that something you will continue, or I don't want to get the cart before the horse?
Yeah. No, I think strategic planning is very important, and I think that I would like to start earlier than that even. I would like to know, what does your plans look like? Sitting down with the department heads, seeing what their needs are, not just now, but in the future, and where they see the departments going. So I think it's better to have more sessions and more meetings to really get their feedback, so we can understand what is it you need for your department to be able to provide the level of service that our residents expect. So I would be more proactive. I think that I'm a very proactive person. I want to plan ahead. I want to see where we're trending. I'm very data driven. So let's look at the data. Let's look at the different areas, not just in each department, but over the overall county. And I think we need to work better with our school board too on some of these expenses that span every department, and look for opportunities there. So, I would totally welcome sitting down with department heads earlier on and helping them plan out better, so that's a short window. I mean, I'll say, where I'm at, we start planning our budget. It seems like as soon as we get one budget done, we start planning for the next one. And it's surprising the things that you learn along the way. So I would like to have budget conversations ongoing.
I warned you that there'd be tough questions. You disarmed me. You're a very disarming person. But I've got to go here because I think it's central to your administration should you be successful. Rogers Anderson had Diane Giddens. Who are you going to have?
Well, that is going to be big shoes to fill, for sure. Diane really runs that mayor's office very well, and she puts up with a lot too. So it takes a special person, to be able to keep people on their toes. I mean, she's like the super mom of the county. It's really what she's done. So I think it's going to take some time to make sure we find the right fit for that somebody can pick up those responsibilities. But I think when you have an open, transparent hiring process, I would be extremely honored if, Miss Giddens, if she becomes successful and gets on the commission, it'll be wonderful to have that knowledge there to help. And I know her and Rogers love this county so much. So I'm confident that whoever wins this mayor's race, that they're going to be there to help and answer questions and make sure the transition goes smoothly.
What you will have the credit card in your midst. What's your attitude toward debt?
I would like to just look at our debt management policy. I think that if we could, I know everyone talks about the billion, but there's no way, I don't see any way possible that you would be completely debt free. Buildings cost money, and you can't just go and pay cash, for everything. I'm all about looking for other revenue sources. I was just having a great conversation about more public-private partnerships, but I would like to see us bring our debt down. It's not so much the debt, because we have a AAA bond rating. That's wonderful. So if we need to borrow money, we're able to do that, which I think is great. But what I'd like to do is to start to see that debt payment go down, because right now we're at $109 million. And to me, that's $109 million I don't have to pay my deputies more, to pay my teachers more, to pay the people that work in the county more. So I would like us to evaluate, what is the debt coming up? How do we start to spread that out so we can actually bring that debt service down so we have more of our operational budget to pay towards the things we need to?
What about the opposite side of that coin? Why don't we pay more on that debt?
You know, I mean, if we could find the revenue to
If
do
we
it.
could find the money.
If we could find the revenue, that would be fantastic. So if we find cost savings, you know, if there's some way for us to renegotiate contracts or look at, you know, our bidding process, there's a way to save money. I think we should do that first.
I've heard you say no on the floor of the county commission. I think I heard you say no the other night.
I did. I was disappointed with that one. I was like, I needed more no's on that one.
But we're talking about new things. We need a new jail. It's no doubt about it. We need a new courthouse.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it. I'd love a new car, but I can't afford it. Can Williamson County afford a jail and a courthouse? Well, and to be fair, that courthouse is one of the J's in the triple J.
Yes.
But it's still a very expensive thing.
You are absolutely correct. And I had the fortune to tour the courthouse last year. I've had the ability to tour the jail. I think we just got to look at what we've got to prioritize. And it is hard to say no sometimes, but you've got to look and see what are our priorities. You got to maintain your facilities too. So you got to make sure you're keeping your parks in good shape, your schools are in good shape. But you have to look at the entire landscape. And yes, the courthouse is just, like I mentioned on the county commission floor, when judges have to make decisions based on logistics of having the equipment available to them, is justice really being served? Is that really how they would want to carry that out? So if they're having to make decisions just on their ability to actually have courtroom space, that's not a good decision-making policy. So I do think that we've got to look at the options. I think the task force was a great idea. So we can say, what are our options? Because if we don't build a rat, what do we do with that property? Would that property bring in money? Would that help offset the cost that the debt we'd have to take out for the new courthouse? So I think there's a lot of different options. I think what's important with that meeting is letting the judges know that we hear them, we acknowledge there's an issue, and we're ready to start acting on it.
We're down to 30 seconds, and I'm sorry.
That went
we
fast.
Could go an hour. Williamson Medical Center, what do we do?
That is, I have had so many people ask me about that one, and everyone's has a different view. Some people are like, well, the county should just sell it, pay off the debt. And you have the other people like, it's been part of our community for 70 years. It's a big employer. My children were all born there. I could say they saved my husband's life just recently. He had a blood infection and he went in for 3 days. So I think what's important is that we need a quality healthcare center here for our community. Now, who runs and operates it? I don't know yet, Tom. That's something we got to look into, and we have to be very open and honest with our community, because our community is very passionate one way or the other about what happens. And so I think we've got to slow it down. We got to make sure we're being very diligent, and we have to take this decision very seriously, because there's going to be generational impact based on this decision.
I presume you're knocking on doors.
Oh, yes. No, not as many. I'm pretty busy, but I am knocking on doors, and it's been wonderful. Everybody has just been, excited about this election. This is the first time in 24 years we're electing, a new mayor. So there's a little bit of excitement around that, and I'm getting excited. And I think I'm just grateful to be part of the process.
Excitement and trepidation.
Yes.
But
Yeah. Politics in Williamson County is not as nice as I'd like it to be, but
it's the same way everywhere.
Yeah, it is. But
come Labor Day, a lot of those things will fade into the background.
Yes, but it's a great county, and it's worth doing. It's worth putting my hat in the ring and see what happens.
Go for it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.